Welcome to my channel. My name is Jordan Amari. If you want to see how I got this beautiful fall cranberry eye with this nude lip, continue watching. So the first thing I do when I do my makeup is my eyebrows. I know some people do foundation first, but I can't do eyebrows after foundation. I know it's weird. So I do my eyebrows first and I outline them using the micro brow pencil by NYX. This is in the shade Espresso. So I'm just going to outline my brows with the natural shape that they have. So on the bottom first, and now I'm going to outline the top. So that's like the shape this one only has. I'm gonna do the same thing to the other brow. I'm just gonna outline the bottom and then outline the top. So this is how they look once I have both of them outlined. And then I go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow. I'm actually using the shade Caramel because my hair is blonde. My roots are black now, but I still like to use Caramel because sometimes dark brown or the other shades can be too dark. So I'm gonna use this, and then I'm going to use the actually number 12 brush by Anastasia as well to fill in what I outlined with the NYX brow pencil. I just fill in what's left of the brow. The reason why I outline first is because I like to have a map of kind of, not a map, but more of like an outline, so that way I know what to fill in. And I always like to spoolie out the front because I don't want it to be so harsh. Okay, so this is about how they look before I outline them. This took me so long for some reason today. I don't know why my eyebrows weren't working with me, but now I'm just gonna go in with the Studio Finish Concealer by MAC. This is in the shade NW30. And I'm just gonna use this really like small brush. This is from Real Techniques to dip in the concealer and outline my brows. I'm gonna do the same thing to the other brow. Outline the bottom. I don't outline the top of my brows actually because I don't like how boxy it can look sometimes, so I only do the bottom. I think it gives it a more natural look, kind of. So now I'm just taking this brush from Morphe. It's M173. It's kind of like a very dense small brush, and this is what I use to blend out my concealer. And this brush like seamlessly blends it. That's why I love using this brush to blend out my concealer. So now that my brows are done, I'm gonna take the Urban Decay Priming Potion. This is in the shade Eden. Yeah, this is in the shade Eden. So I'm gonna just take this and put a dot on each eye. Ooh, that's a little too much. And then I'm gonna go back in with that same Morphe brush that I used to blend out my concealer. And I'm just gonna blend this out. So after I blend out the eyeshadow primer, I then go in with the Sacha Buttercup powder. So this is actually the Sacha Buttercup setting powder. And I just dab in it like that, tap off the excess. And then I just go in and press the powder in. And this is just to have a base for the rest of my eyeshadow. Okay, so to create this cranberry fall look, most of the shadows come from this palette. This is the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette. This is the original one. This is not the remastered one. I like the formula of the shadows in here. A lot of people didn't like the fact that some of the shadows you had to use your fingers, but I personally think shimmers and shadows with like a lot of glitter normally go on better with your finger. But I love this eyeshadow palette. This is my favorite eyeshadow palette ever. So first I'm gonna go in with the color Man Eater. I'm gonna go in with that color first. And I'm using, to blend up my crease, is a Morphe M504 brush. I'm gonna go in with that in my crease and just blend that out in my crease. I'm just going back and forth in circular motions until the shadow is blended. And I like to kind of bring it out a little bit to the end. So after that, I go in with the MAC 217, the color called Bossy right here. This is just to deepen the cranberry a little bit. I'm gonna go in like the outer corners and the deep into the crease with this one. And again, just circular motions and back and forth. I'm going into like the outer V of my eye. And this eyeshadow look is actually really easy. I'm only using 3 colors, so it's not complicated. It looks like a lot, but it's actually not a lot. And I love eyeshadows looks like that because I don't like to use a lot of different eyeshadows. I also don't like to use like a whole bunch of different eyeshadows from different palettes. I like the fact that I can just make one eye look from like one whole palette. Then I just go back in with that Morphe M504 brush again and just gonna blend those 2 colors together. And I didn't put anything back on the brush. And then the last color that I go in with is the color called Fling. It is this shade right here. And like I said, I think these shadows work best with using your fingers. And that's also the directions on here. I'm pretty sure it was like they apply best, yeah, with your fingertips. Applied best with fingertips. So I'm gonna go in with my finger with that color. I'm just gonna apply this color on my lid. So then I'm gonna use this brush by Sonia Kashuk, I think I'm saying that right. This is how it looks. And then I'm just gonna go right where the shimmer and the matte meet and just blend it out. So like right in the crease. Just so there's no harsh line. Then I'm actually gonna go back in the crease one more time with the Man Eater and Bossy, just to bring some of that color and depth back. So now that I'm done with the eyes, I'm not completely done. I'm still gonna go in with eyeshadow at the bottom and mascara, but I like to do my foundation first, so let's get to that. So now that I'm done with my eyes, I'm going to do my face. So I'm gonna go in with the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Primer. I love this primer because it is like a moisturizer almost, and it doesn't feel really sticky, and I also feel like it makes my face really smooth. The foundation that I'm using today is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. I actually have to mix 2 shades because one shade is too dark and one shade's too light, but I'm using the shades Sandalwood and Rich Caramel, but these are the foundation that I use. I'm just gonna apply it with a beauty blender. I'm actually using the Morphe beauty blender. This is probably, I almost kind of like this more than the actual beauty blender. It's really soft and I like the shape of it as well. So I'm just gonna dot this all over my face. So I'm using the Shape Tape Concealer by Tarte. I use, again, 2 colors, one because one is too light, the other one isn't light enough. So I use the colors Tan Sand and Tan Deep Sand. I like to put Tan Sand closer to the inner corner, so just like that, on both eyes. And then I take Tan Deep Sand and I put it right on the outer. So as you can see, they're both light enough to be concealer shades, but one's obviously really light. I think this one is too much on its own, and then this really doesn't make much of a difference by itself, so I like mixing it together. I'm gonna go back with my Morphe Beauty Blender, or Morphe Sponge, sorry. I'm gonna go back with my Morphe Sponge and just blend out the concealer into my under eye. So to set my under eye, I don't bake again because, like I said, I think my little under eyes are already a little dry, and this concealer can be drying, so I don't want to do too much powder, so I'm just going to put it on and take it off. But I'm using, again, the Sacha Buttercup powder to set my under eye. I just take the other side of the beauty blender that I didn't use. So I like to first take this and just go under one more time, and then as soon as I do that, go with powder and just press it in where I put the concealer. So after I finish doing my setting powder, I just go in with the Real Techniques powder brush and just wipe all the powder away, or the excess powder. So to contour / bronze, I'm going to use the powder bronzer from Anastasia. This is in the shade Mahogany. I think this is the deepest shade, if not the deepest, the second to the last, but I think it's the deepest shade that they have. And the reason why I say contour / bronze is because this is really dark to be a bronzer, but also has some red undertones, so it kind of warms up the face as well. So I just take this and go right where my cheekbones are. And I just go back and forth like that. And then I like to take some and get that double chin. Gotta hide that. I don't do cream contour because I feel like it's just a lot. Also, I haven't been able to find something that works for me as far as cream contour. So I don't want it to be too dark, and sometimes I feel like it just blends away. So I found that powder works really well. It's buildable, and if you mess up, you can just put other powder on top and it goes away. So I think it's easier to deal with, and it's one less step because it's not powder and it's not contour and bronzer. I'm just doing bronzer altogether. And then to contour my nose, I use the same bronzer again. I'm going back in again with that M504 Morphe brush that I used to blend out my crease. And I just go in. So after I do the bronzing and contouring, I go with my Sephora microsmooth powder. I use the shade Deep. That's how it looks. It was looking lighter on camera, but it's not deep, really. I don't think it's very dark because it matches me. So, and I just take this and go all over my face. This is just to make sure everything is blended together and that there are no harsh lines. And then now I'm gonna go in with my NARS brush. My NARS blush. I'm using the shade Lovejoy. That's how it looks. And this is a brush from I don't remember. I've had this brush for a really long time, but this is how it looks. I'm just gonna go on my cheekbones, also where I put the bronzer. Now, time for the best part is the highlight. I'm also using the highlight by Anastasia Beverly Hills. It was the collab they did with Amrezy. Highlight is beautiful. Love it. And it looks good on all skin tones. So I'm going to go in with the Morphe M501 brush. And that's what I'm going to use to do my highlight. Ooh. Do you see that? It's beautiful. And then I also put some on the tip of my nose, my chin, a little bit up my lip, and right down the bridge. I'm gonna also put highlight on my brow bone and the inner corners of my eyes. Now I'm gonna go back in with the colors Bossy and Man Eater, the two colors that I use in my crease, and just put them along the bottom of my eye. So now that the face is basically done, I just need to put on mascara, but first I like to set my face before I do that. So I'm gonna go in with the Fix Plus Spray by MAC. This is in the scent Coconut. Oh, it smells so good. I like to go in with the All Nighter Spray, and this is just to lock everything in to make sure it's not gonna move, and that'll last all night or all day. So I just used the lash primer by Urban Decay called Subversion, and then I just used the Tarte concealer and tarteist, not the concealer, sorry, the Tarte mascara and tarteist, and that's what I put on my eyelashes. And so now I'm going to put on my lip. I'm using my favorite liquid lipsticks by the brand called 327 Cosmetics. They're a newer brand. I'm actually a brand ambassador for them, so I'll put a code in the description box for you if you want to shop with them. But their liquid lipsticks are amazing. They're non-drying. They have beeswax in them, so they're not super drying. They feel really great in the lips. They last forever. These are my favorite. Ever since I've started using these, I haven't picked up any other liquid lipstick. So I think I'm going to do a nude lip. So I'm going to take the lip pencil by MAC and Cork. This is how tiny it is. I use this lip pencil all the time. But I'm just going to line my lips with Cork. So after I line my lips with Cork, I'm going to go in with the color by 327 Cosmetics called Apple Pie. I'm going to swatch it for you guys. It's like a really nice nude, peachy nude. That's how it looks. I don't know if you can really see it, but that's how it looks. But this is my ultimate favorite nude. Like, it's peachy, but it's nude, it's not ashy. I love this nude, especially with the lip liner. It looks really great. I'm gonna go put this in the middle of my lips. And then just to blend it, I'm gonna go back in with the Cork lip pencil again. To top it off, I like to go in with the Fenty lip gloss. This is the Fenty Glow, the original one, the first one that came out. This stuff smells like watermelons. And so this is the final look. Thank you so much for watching my first video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.